Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the emotional roller coaster that you'll be going through with your menstrual cycle and how to know the difference between what you're feeling, how much of it is based on your hormones and how much of it is legitimate. I'm Linda, I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I help women and girls heal their hormones naturally, get past all this emotional roller coaster stuff, and live a vibrant life. Today, we're talking about the emotions that you go through. Things like being intense, irritable, having depression, sadness, anger, unable to sleep, sadness, all those things that come 2 weeks before your menstrual cycle starts, okay? So if you are having those feelings and it's coming every month, right before your period, and then when your period starts, you feel a sigh of relief, and your emotions are feeling better, and then you start remembering things that you said or things you did and how you acted. I'm not trying to say that you weren't feeling the emotions legitimately, because you know what happens is we feel these emotions, but for the first 2 weeks of the month, yeah, we handle them better or we stuff them, okay? And then the last 2 weeks right before our menstrual cycle starts, all those hormones that are going all different ways in our body, some are increasing and some are decreasing, they mix with our brain chemicals, and sometimes it's hard to discern if what we're feeling is legitimate or not. So if you're feeling that every month, you know that is hormone. There is a play in your hormones that are helping you, or not helping you, but causing you to have extreme emotions. And it doesn't mean that the things that you're feeling are wrong. I know I used to get really mad when I was discarded and not taken seriously because I was on my menstrual cycle. Now I'm in menopause. I've been in menopause for a couple of years now, and it's different. It's a different way of handling the emotions and the hormonal ups and downs. But when you're young and you're still having your menstrual cycle, you know that your cycles are going up and down in your hormones, your progesterone and your estrogen and your follicle stimulating hormone, and those things like that are rising and falling and rising and falling. If you have heavy bleeding, you know that you're estrogen dominant. If you're having cramps, you're estrogen dominant, okay? So there's things that you can do, all right? First of all, what you need to do is recognize, and you probably already know this, but all these things are causing relational issues also. How long do you want to live with that? I'm here to help you get out of that, okay? To teach you what you need to do to get past all that. I remember when I was young, I did not realize to what extent I was going through these things. Now I realize when I was about my late 30s, okay, my uncle was a compounding pharmacist and he was involved in bioidentical hormones. So I went to see him. He put me on an eating program, and you will be amazed just how much your eating has to do with your emotions, and how the foods that you put in your body, they cause inflammation and things like that. And that inflammation is everywhere. It's all in your organs, it's up in your brain, okay? And so eating the right foods, getting off your processed foods, getting off soy, don't eat your soy. If you're estrogen dominant, you're having cramping, you're having bloating, you're having irritability, and then heavy bleeding before your menstrual cycle, you don't need to be eating anything with soy in it, okay? So you get off all that. Besides, soy is not good for you anyway. Not what they have in our food. America's food is so adulterated that even when you buy organic, you're not getting 100% organic. So your best way is to try, if you can, to grow your own food. Anyway, let's get back. I didn't realize how bad I was. And I can look back now and I see the women in my family and how it does pass down. So your best thing to do is to get yourself help and then help your loved ones, your daughters, your sisters, your mothers. Get yourself help and then teach them what you know, because hey, it's not that complicated. And what I teach you is pretty simple. If you follow me, you will eventually figure it out. Now, I also am putting together a course. If you're interested in information on it, I'm only going to start with 5 people. So if you're interested in participating in that, I'm taking names at this point. Just message me in the message and let me know and we'll connect. Anyway, let me get back to my story. So I went and saw my uncle who was compounding pharmacist, and I got started on bioidentical hormones. It was about that same time that I was getting involved in natural health, and I had just finished my nursing. I was going to be a nurse. Okay, so I got my associate's degree in health sciences. And once I did that, I realized I really didn't want to be a nurse. I think nurses are wonderful people, but I realized that system doesn't heal. What they do is the nurses help get you through. And that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people get well. So anyway, I'm seeing my uncle. He's helping me get on these bioidentical hormones, which helped me, okay? But as I progressed in my learning, I realized I don't write prescriptions. I'm not a doctor, and I wanted to do something that I could help other people with. So I got off all those. And my uncle said, oh, those herbs, they don't work. Let me tell you, they do work. And I was able to regulate myself, where with the bioidenticals, it was really up and down. I never knew if I was putting enough cream on. Am I using too much? Am I using too little? All this stuff. And I never really got regulated, but I was able to regulate once I learned and I understood the system, what works in the body. I was able to regulate my own hormones with glandulars and herbs. And you can do it too, and it's not that complicated. Okay, so if you don't follow me yet, you should follow me. Go back and look at some of my most recent videos, because there's some background there that will be really useful information for you. And I don't put out that many videos because life is busy. So if I were you and you want to learn more about this, I would hit the bell so that you get the information when it comes out, okay? So anyway, why continue with the tenseness, the irritability, the depression, the sadness, the foggy brain, all that stuff that comes when you can change that? And let me tell you 2 herbs that work really well for PMS. Okay, number 1 is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a wonderful herb, and it's an anti-anxiety, it's an anti-depression herb. And what I love about herbs is they help your body produce what it needs to produce naturally. It strengthens the body. And then the herb itself will help provide what is needed by the body to make, like serotonin or whatever your body is needing, that to quiet that mind. Another thing for anxiety that's very important are your B vitamins. And I personally like the Garden of Life adrenal formula. If you're very high strung, anxious, you get really angry, and you're dealing with that kind of a thing, that formula is really good because it's got ashwagandha in it and it's got B vitamins. And what they do is they just quiet you down. They give you energy. Okay, so it's not a quiet you down, make you not want to do anything. So, because when you're running up here and you're angry and you can't sleep and all that kind of stuff, what it does is it calms the mind. It's got those B vitamins, it's got the ashwagandha, And that formula is really great. Now, second thing that women who have PMS, heavy bleeding, bloating, cramps, and all that kind of thing is, I like Chase Tree. It's also called Vitex. So those two herbs, as long as your pituitary and your hypothalamus are pretty healthy, okay? So like I said, go back and watch there's one that says how to look in your eye. I'll put a link in it. You want to watch that. I gave you some background on iridology, and I teach you how to look and see if you need pituitary and hypothalamus, because they're in your brain and they are the feedback system for your hormones. And if you're missing that, the pituitary and the hypothalamus, if you're missing that in your regimen, you will never feel 100%. You will never get to the place that you want to be. Anyway, so Chase Tree and ashwagandha, your B vitamins, are all wonderful. They all are basically even things out. If you're up here, it'll bring you down here. If you're way down here, it'll bring you up here, okay? You need to be in that good, I feel good mode, all right? What comes first, the chicken or the egg? When I was younger, I was in my 30s, I believe. I want to say it was around 2006. Our family had a really bad, something that was really stressful happen. And that stress brought on perimenopause for me. And I was only in my 30s, late 30s, early 40s. I'm not sure. I'd have to figure it out. But anyway, too young to be in perimenopause. But I tell you what, the stress of that caused me to have these terrible periods. My hair started falling out. And I'm just thankful for herbs. And I'm thankful for the things that I've learned, because I've been able to get past that. So if you're having a hard time figuring all this out, and you're interested in being one of the first people to start my new course, I'm giving it at a discount for the first 5 people, just to get this off the floor, and we can talk about it. It should be 4 to 6 weeks. I'm thinking your first couple of weeks will be taken up on getting you some products to get you there, figuring out what ones you need. I want to stick with you another 4 weeks to keep you going where you need to go. And if I need to go a little longer, it'll be based on what your problems are. So if you want to talk about this, send me a message or email me and let me know you're interested. I'll give you back the information on the cost, and then we'll see if you want to talk face to face and if it's something that's good for you. Anyway, you can get over this. You don't have to live like this, guys. Get your life back. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Tell me is there something that I missed? Let me know if there's something that I missed. Put it in the comments, or what you need to know about. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks.